What if I told you that Napoleon Hill's greatest secret wasn't hidden in Think and Grow Rich, but in something he did every single day? Something so simple, most people overlook it. Yet so powerful, it shaped the mindset of the wealthiest men in history. And today, you're going to learn exactly what that daily habit was, and how you can use it to guarantee your own success. Now, before we dive in, let me ask you a question. If I followed you around for a week and observed your routine, would I find consistency or chaos? Because Napoleon Hill believed that the bridge between wishing for success and achieving it comes down to one thing: your daily rhythm. I'm Walt, and in this video, we'll uncover the quiet daily ritual Hill used to create unstoppable momentum, a habit he claimed could rewire your subconscious for wealth, discipline, and confidence. And once you apply it, success stops being an accident. It becomes inevitable. Hill once said, "Success comes to those who become success conscious." But how do you actually become success conscious? It begins with what he called the definite chief aim, a crystal clear statement of your ultimate goal in life. Hill wrote his aim down and read it twice every day, once in the morning, once before bed, with conviction and emotion. He didn't just recite it, he felt it. This wasn't a wish list, it was an identity statement. Here's the secret. Repetition trains your subconscious mind to act on what you believe. Every day that Hill repeated his goal with passion, his mind worked behind the scenes, spotting opportunities, attracting connections, and eliminating distractions automatically. But here's the twist most people miss. Writing your goal once isn't enough. Hill said the secret isn't in the statement itself, but in the daily discipline of returning to it with emotion. Why? Because emotion is what transforms an idea into belief. And belief, when combined with action, becomes destiny. Now let's pause for a second. Have you noticed how most people start their day reacting to life, scrolling their phones, checking notifications, rushing out the door? Hill did the opposite. His mornings began with intentional focus. He started each day by reminding himself of his goal, reading it aloud with energy and gratitude, and then visualizing himself already living that reality. He imagined the success, felt the emotions, and trained his brain to believe it was already true. Modern neuroscience confirms this. When you combine visualization with emotional repetition, your brain rewires itself. It begins filtering the world through your goal, revealing opportunities that were invisible before. That's why Hill's daily habit worked. He wasn't hoping for success. He was programming himself for it. But there's another layer. Hill didn't stop at affirmations. He combined them with what he called applied faith. Each day, he expected progress, no matter how small. Even when results weren't visible, he believed that action backed by faith would create momentum. And it did. Think about it this way. How often have you given up on something because you didn't see results fast enough? Hill understood that persistence is born from faith, not evidence. He trusted the process long before he saw proof, and that's exactly why it worked. Now let's open a new loop, because this is where things get really interesting. Napoleon Hill also practiced a second daily habit most people overlook, one that balanced his intense ambition with calm confidence. He called it the evening review. Each night before bed, he would quietly reflect on his day, asking himself one simple question: did I move closer to my goal today? This nightly habit wasn't about guilt or pressure. It was about awareness. If he succeeded, he celebrated it. If he slipped, he adjusted. This tiny 10-minute ritual built accountability without burnout. And it's one of the main reasons his success compound never stopped growing. Now let me ask you, what would happen if you practiced just these two habits for 30 days? Reading your definite chief aim every morning with belief and emotion, and reviewing your progress every evening with honesty and gratitude. He'll promise that within a month, your energy, confidence, and results would change dramatically, because success would stop being abstract. It would become a daily practice. But there's one more layer to this routine, and it's the part that almost no one talks about. Yet it's what separates average performers from true achievers. It's the habit that transforms these daily rituals from mental exercises into measurable results. And that's what I'll reveal next. Because when you combine Napoleon Hill's morning practice of definite aim with his evening ritual of reflection and add this final step, you'll have a framework that guarantees progress, focus, and success every single day. Stay tuned, because what comes next will show you how to turn Napoleon Hill's secret habit into a lifelong advantage that compounds wealth, discipline, and inner strength faster than anything else you've tried. So, what was that final piece Napoleon Hill quietly practiced every single day? The one habit that locked in every other success principle he taught? It was something he called organized daily thinking. Hill wasn't just a dreamer, he was a deliberate architect of his day. He believed that every person should dedicate at least 15 minutes daily to clear, uninterrupted thought. Not reacting to life, not checking messages, just pure, structured thinking about progress. He said, "The greatest power of thought lies in its organization." And this wasn't just about mental clarity. It was about deliberately designing your day to align with your purpose. Hill would sit in silence, reviewing his goals, identifying his next moves, and asking his mind powerful, solution-focused questions like, "What can I do today that moves me closer to my goal?" Or, "Where is opportunity hiding that I've been too distracted to see?" Now here's the fascinating part. This habit wasn't some mystical exercise, it was tactical. Hill's organized thinking sessions often led him to precise next steps, a person to call, a letter to write, a plan to refine. And every action, no matter how small, built momentum toward his purpose. But here's the twist that most people miss. Hill's thinking sessions didn't just produce ideas, they produced alignment. He used them to ensure his actions each day matched his definite chief aim. That's why his success felt inevitable. His days weren't random. They were engineered for results. Let's pause here. Imagine starting every day by anchoring your goals, visualizing success, and then spending a few quiet minutes thinking strategically about your next move. No chaos, no confusion, just clarity. How much faster would you reach your goals if your every action had direction behind it? I'm Walt, and when I began experimenting with Hill's three-part habit, morning focus, evening reflection, and daily thinking time, I noticed a quiet but powerful shift. My decisions became sharper. Opportunities that seemed random started aligning perfectly. It's not coincidence, it's mental precision. Napoleon Hill often wrote that the greatest achievers, from Edison to Ford to Carnegie, all practiced some form of daily solitude. They guarded their thinking time fiercely because they understood that every great success starts as an idea, and ideas only grow in silence. But here's the problem in today's world. Most people never give themselves silence. Their mornings are reactive, their days chaotic, and their nights restless. Hill warned that when you skip reflection and deep thought, you stop leading your mind and start letting life lead you. So how can you apply his method? Starting today, Here's a simple blueprint drawn directly from Hill's own notes. First, every morning, read your definite chief aim aloud with passion and belief. Visualize it until it feels real. Feel the gratitude of already living that life. Second, throughout the day, take at least 10 to 15 minutes of organized thought. No distractions, no multitasking. Ask yourself, what's working? What needs improving? What opportunity is hiding in plain sight? Write the answers down. That act of writing anchors clarity into action. And third, each evening, do your daily review. Ask yourself, did I move closer to my aim today? And what will I do differently tomorrow? This final check-in trains your subconscious overnight, preparing your mind to wake up even more focused. Hill said that this trifecta, goal repetition, organized thought, and daily reflection, creates a self-sustaining cycle of success. Once the habit forms, it drives itself. You no longer need to force motivation, because success thinking becomes your default state. But here's the twist Hill never shared publicly, and it's what truly makes this habit unstoppable. He believed that your daily routine must not only be consistent, but emotionally charged. He said emotion is the magnet that attracts opportunity. If you go through the motions without feeling, the subconscious stays asleep. But when you speak your goals with emotion, think with intensity, and reflect with gratitude, your entire nervous system synchronizes with success. Now imagine this, 30 days from now, you've practiced this routine faithfully. You start your mornings with conviction, your days with clarity, your evenings with reflection. You're calmer, sharper, more deliberate. People begin to notice. They sense your direction, your certainty. That's the exact energy that attracts wealth and influence. Napoleon Hill didn't believe success was luck. He believed it was earned through ritual. His secret wasn't a single epiphany. It was the compound effect of consistent, focused thought practiced daily. So here's the challenge. For the next 21 days, commit to these 3 habits: morning affirmation, daily thinking, and nightly review. Don't skip a single day. Watch how quickly your confidence grows, your focus sharpens, and opportunities begin to appear out of nowhere. Because as Hill himself said, whatever the mind can conceive and believe, it can achieve. But the missing word, the one most people forget, is daily. It's not what you think once. It's what you think every single day that determines who you become. The question is, will you think like a dreamer or like a doer? Your answer starts tomorrow morning.